Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I want to follow up on Mr. Loebsack's line of questioning. In my district, in my hometown, I have the Anniston Army Depot. And many of these folks have, and their families generationally, have spent an enormous amount of time committed to our nation, volunteered to go to Iraq and Afghanistan to help in sustaining the troops over there. I'd like for you, Mr. Johns, to speak first to sequestration's effect on the workload that they may deal with toward the end of the year, and then secondly, talk about the CR's effect.
Well, Congressman, it's actually very difficult for me to separate the effects associated with that. Clearly, continuing resolution is impacting our ability to move money from one account to another. The shortfalls associated with that within the operations and maintenance accounts affect the Army across the entire depot and arsenal system. There are impacts in multiple weapon system maintenance activities at Anniston and across the board. The split associated with that between sequestration, I believe General Odierno has estimated about 50-50. 50% of that impact associated with continuing resolution, 50% associated with sequestration.
Give me some examples of how that manifests itself in their daily lives and their workload.
Well, collectively, it impacts in reduction of third and fourth quarter orders, reduced workload for those employees that remain on board, and certainly the impact to temporary employees, term personnel, and contractor support in each one of our facilities. They will be directly affected, and very shortly they will be affected. So under sequestration, that effect will take effect once we understand what the situation is very shortly. Under CR, that is going to happen anyway unless we fix the problems associated with the restrictions under continuing resolution. But collectively, they will have significant impacts on every one of our depots.
In which lines are you specifically worried about Anniston Army Depot being affected most directly? Their core capability?
Clearly, core capability associated with armored vehicles. I mean, that is one of your core capabilities, and so there will be a natural impact in that area.
Mr. Loebsack was talking about the importance of public-private partnerships, and I couldn't agree more. In fact, at this particular depot, it leads the nation in public-private partnerships. Tell me how, in your view, sequestration and/or the CR would affect companies like BAE, General Dynamics, Honeywell, all of whom, along with others, have a presence at the depot.
Certainly, the support contractors will feel the burden along with the temporary and term employees almost immediately. Any adjustments or reductions in addition to what we currently expect under CR and sequestration will have deeper cuts into that. The exact magnitude and whether we cross a threshold with regard to viability of a contract has yet to be determined. There may be impacts that cross contractual thresholds, but I can't tell you that right now. I don't know those details.
Well, now, you seem to be grouping those kind of companies in with the term and temps. In my questioning of General Odierno a couple of weeks ago, as well as General Dempsey, they indicated at that particular installation that because we have a lot of orders in the pipeline that have already been paid for, the third and fourth quarter is the time when the core employees may actually experience some furloughs. Why would the contractors be treated differently? I understand the term and temps may see an effect in the next 30 to 45 days. Why would the contractors be in that category?
Again, this will have to be a balance between retention of critical capabilities and skills. In some cases, we will need to protect critical capabilities and skills and workforce in the organic sector, and some cases we'll have to protect critical capabilities and skills in the contractor workforce. The actual balance between those two will almost be line by line dependent, facility by facility dependent. So it's very difficult for me to comment on what the exact nature is going to be between impact to government personnel other than temps and terms and impacts to contractor personnel.
Well, I guess what I'm getting at is your opinion that given that the core employees won't feel the effect until the third and fourth quarters, that may be the same case with the contract employees as well? Or would they be impacted in the second quarter adversely?
Yeah, my understanding is that there will not be any impacts until the third quarter.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I yield back.
Thank you, Mr. Rogers.